Hey everybody, welcome to Riverscape Crafts. I'm Sue, your host. And if you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. Here we talk about all kinds of yarn crafty things, and we're also going to start talking about books again. But I have a few things to do, so I thought maybe since I totally screwed up Vlogmas this year, you'd want to hang out with me while I get a couple things done. I have not made a video in a minute, and I apologize for that. Let me get you guys a little more centered. There you go. Is that better? So trying to get a couple things in order. So I figured I'd just throw you guys on here and we could chit chat. So what have you guys been up to? Any new? First of all, how was your holidays? If you celebrated Christmas, was your Christmas nice? Ours was a little. Let's see. It was nice. Christmas Eve. I know I screwed up Vlogmas. Let me apologize for Vlogmas first. So I had full intentions of doing lots and lots of videos, and life got life, and I just did not. I had a hair in my mouth. Sorry about that. Life got life, and I. I was trying, let me tell you, I was trying, but, yeah, and then, of course, once school was out, and then Hubs was off, and kids were off, and it was not going well recording videos, and then I lost that one video and all that jazz. So, let's see, our Christmas was nice. Christmas Eve, we went to my husband's aunt's house, which we always do. It used to be his grandmother's house, and so everybody's been going there forever and ever and ever for Christmas Eve. And we went to, we did that. It was very nice. It was small, tons of food. There was enough food to feed a small army, but it was really nice. It was really nice. We had a good time, just chit-chatting and stuff. I made it there. I even had a doctor appointment that morning, which I'll tell you about that. That was funny. I have stuff to tell you guys, so I hope you got a couple minutes. I hope you're settled in. If not, let me pause, give you a minute to go get this is the part of owning a business. It sort of sucks, is all the paperwork. Starting to get ready for end of year, especially with everything going on. So if you need a drink or snack, it's a good time to pause and go get one and settle in, and we'll just have a little chat. So let's see. I'm trying to think of all the stuff that happened since I talked to you guys last. I know I had a couple funny stories for you. But, we'll start with what I'm talking about. Maybe something I'll squirrel in at some time. I'm not, you know how I am. So, Christmas Eve we went to my husband's aunt's house. But first, in the morning, let's tell that story. In the morning, I had a doctor's appointment. I had a wound care appointment, which was good. It was good because, I have the wound on my right foot is healed. It's still scabby and my foot still hurt, but they consider the wound healed. The other foot is there's a little spot, like a tiny little spot, and it was healed over, but of course they picked at it, and so now it's not, but it's close. We're very close. So it was healed pretty much. But they said it looks really good. It's like there's no depth to it. It has like no depth at all anymore, which they measure like how deep it goes. So that's exciting. And then, so that was great. And then, the funny part about that one was, that's what that is. Sorry about the papers. So, Christmas Eve, my husband only works half a day. So he was like, well, I don't know if I can take like time off to get the doctor because they're going to give me crap because I only work 4 hours. So we had asked my husband's aunt's wife, we just call her my aunt, to if she could, we asked his aunt and his aunt's wife and his other aunt if they could take me if anybody was available to take me that morning to the doctor. So his aunt's wife had said, Karen had said, yeah, sure, I'll take you, Well, then she called us over the weekend and had said she has diverticulitis. Poor thing. Oh my God. Right around the holidays. The perfect. So she's like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to feel up to it because she's on a lot of. Now, they were treating it with medication and all that jazz. And they said she's supposed to start feeling better, but she still didn't want to promise, and not be able to take me. So she had called his aunt, the other one who we had asked, and who used to live near the hospital I have to go to for wound care, and she was like, oh yeah, okay, I can take her if she can't. So I had a ride regardless. That was fine. So his aunt's wife called, and she started to feel somewhat better, and she's like, I think how much do I need to do? And I said, well, you don't need to do much. I really just need a ride. Like, you could even stay in the car if you want to, because my aide, M, she does, she's going to take me out. She's going to take the wheelchair in the car. She'll get the wheelchair out of the car. She'll push me in the wheelchair if I need pushing, she'll go with me into the appointment, the whole 9 yards. So, sorry, we got a cat. And, so she's like, hello. Yeah, so she's like, hello. So she says to me, so she's like, I thought, I'm like, no, you don't have to help. I have help. I just need a ride because, my aide doesn't drive. So she's like, okay. She's like, I can do that. So she picked us up in the morning. We had a fun chat the whole way there. We were laughing and giggling, and she met Em, and she really liked her. And we got over there, and of course, it was really nice because she has a handicap placard because she has health problems. So she has, and she's in her 60s, so she has health problems, and she has a handicap placard. So I was like, ooh, we get to park in the good parking, and she's like, oh, so that was nice. We got to park, ouch, right next to the thing to go over to the hospital. So we did that. We got over there, and we walk in, and of course we were like super early because she came a little early. We were already ready to go, so we just went. We were like, whatever, let's go over there and get it done. And so she's like, so we get over there, and I had gotten some gifts together for the girls, because the girls at wound care, the nurses are so nice. They're so nice. And the nurse practitioners that usually do my feet are like super nice. So I got them some. The cat is walking. Seriously, Sophia? Come on. Sorry about that. The cat. Yeah. So we'll talk. So we go in there, and this is a crafting story. That's why I'm telling it first. So we went in there, and of course we like roll right in, and they saw me, and I guess they didn't have, the person that was after me was late. So they're like, don't sit down. And I'm like, I'm already sitting because I was in my wheelchair. And the nurse is like, okay, then don't get up. She was funny. They were so funny. And everybody was in a good mood because I found out they only work till 12 too. So of course that puts everybody in a good mood. So we were chit-chatting and talking, and while they did my, the whole appointment. And then the regular doctors and nurse practitioners weren't in that day. They had a substitute, which was funny because, like, you could tell, like, they did not like this guy. He was very nice. He's cute too. But, like, they apparently really didn't like him because, like, they're like, we'll go talk to the doctor. And then they go back, and then of course he came in, did his thing, and then he left, and they're like, so what? He didn't even really give us orders. And the other one's like, we'll just do our thing. We know how to do this, you know. It's like, it was funny. So, so I waited until we were leaving, and then I'm like, I started getting my stuff out, and I gave them some homemade, well, my from my store. I gave them some wax melts. I gave them some, some soaps, and then I gave them some crochet dishcloths, washcloths, because everybody can use those. Like, there's a billion uses for those. And then I gave them some face scrubbies and some soap saver bags. And I just did like 3 baskets. I did a basket of wax melts, a basket of soaps, and a basket of crochet, a big basket of crochet stuff, so that everybody could take what they wanted. I even put some like guy colors in there, so in case, because thank goodness, because there was a guy there. So, but I thought if there wasn't, they could take like for boyfriends or husbands or whoever, you know, sons, you know, whoever, or maybe they like camo and stuff too, you know. So I did camo stuff, and I did, you know, other colors, that some neutral, some girly, so, you know, just a smatter. And oh my God, these girls were like freaking out. They're like, oh my God, this stuff's so cool. Oh my goodness, you know, where did you get this? And I'm like, oh, I make it all. And they're like, oh my God, really? So they were going nuts. And they're like, oh my God, they're smelling the wax. Oh my God, these smell so good. These smell so good. They were smelling all the wax melts, and they were smelling the soaps, and they're like, oh my God. Right? So they were all excited. And then finally the receptionist is like she was doing it too. And she's like, she looks at the nurse and she's like, there's people waiting in rooms for you. You know that. You have a job to do. We want to get out of here at 12. They're like, okay. It was funny, right? So of course, then I made my appointment for next time. I almost didn't make an appointment for next time because everybody was so busy with the gifts. And I brought them a card and stuff like that. But what was funny was, so then we go out, because of course Kara was in the waiting room waiting for us, and we open the door, and I'm like, sorry, I made a bit of a ruckus, and she's like, you think I could hear it from out here? And she's like, boy, they know you the minute you walked in here. And I'm like, yeah. As soon as I walked in, they were like, say that. Yeah. So, yep. That's my, so handmade gifts make great gifts. This is my story. What else did I want to talk about? Hold on. All right, so let's take a pause on the stories for a minute to talk about the crochet and stuff, because I know that's why some of you guys are here. So this is the latest hat that I made. Isn't it cute? It's got sparkles in it. Can you see those sparkles? Let's take it off. Don't mind my hair. Look at all the sparkles. It's a kind of cool design. I was just sort of playing around with it. I think I frogged this thing like 16 times to get the design right. But it's super comfy. It's like a nice little beanie. I love it. I'm going to put it up in my shop. That's what I finished. I didn't do like the tiniest of crocheting. Holidays and all that. And then I'm working on my current whip is a hooded scarf, because I am completely out. Ooh, excuse me, on my shop. Hooded scarf. I have the hood done, and I'm working on the scarf. And look at the colors. There's like blues in here, and I love the colors. It's cute. I know there's a hair on it. I saw it. My hair is everywhere. So this is from Premier. I'll show you the band. This is Premier Basics Mosaic in the color Grapevine. It's a 4 worsted. I really like the way it's working up too. It's a really nice feel. It's like a twisted yarn. See if I can show it to you. It's like a twisted. I know I have a hair on my glove too. Oh my God. They're everywhere. I'm shedding so bad. Yeah, so I'm working on, oh, the cat's moving again, so you're going to move. Apologies. I will center you again in a second as soon as she settles down. So I'm currently working on that. Come on, Sophia, lay down. I'm 2 balls in, and I'm working on my 3rd ball. Okay, so now you're completely off center. Okay. How's that? Is that better? Okay. So I've been working on that. I'm really enjoying this. I love making these hooded scarves. They're not hard. I do them, it's like 40, I chain 40, I think 46. And then I do 24 rows of, 22 rows of double crochet. And then row the twisted double crochet, and then just a row of single crochet for the hood. And then you chain, this is the icky part, 220 for the scarf. And then you just double crochet around and around and around and around. So it's a fun, it's an easy project to just work on. You know what I mean? In fact, I've been working on it while I've been reading lately. So it's an easy one to do while you're just hanging out and reading, or whatever you want to do. I did do quite a few sales right around Christmas. Usually Christmas time it like sort of dies down until after New Year, but this year I've been getting consistent sales. I shipped, well, I did 3 orders today. Well, 2 I mailed out, one in-person sale, so it has not been slowing down. I need to keep my butt in gear. And also, like I said, need to start doing end of the year stuff. I was thinking, you guys, anybody interested in, I was thinking of doing some tips and tricks if you're thinking of starting a business. I will not give tax advice because I'm not qualified for that. I am not a CPA. However, I was a bookkeeper for 17 years, and for a multi-million-dollar business. So I do know a few things about business expenses and things like that. And like I said, I won't give you actual tax advice, like how to do your taxes, but because I do not, I'm not licensed for that. But I can give you some tips and tricks as to what to do to make your life easier come tax time. So if anybody's interested in that, I definitely can help you out. I think I'm going to do a video on that shortly. So, because it's 'tis the season. On how to make your life exponentially easier at tax time. Because I can do that. That I do know how to do. So, I'll work on my project for a little bit. I need to go yarn shopping. So that, I do need to get some yarn. So what I need to do is I've been selling so much stuff. And to be honest, I get overwhelmed with especially with my limited mobility right now and stuff like that. It's hard to do stuff. And so what I really need to do, what I'm working on, is I have to go through what I sold this year and what's out of stock in my stores, and, restock the things that sell, and, I keep a record, but I don't, go through and see, what I need to remake as quickly as I should. So that is my next goal. I have a notebook here I'm going to be going through, and I'm going through all my sold invoices, and, I'm going to be entering those into the computer. I'm so behind on it. Look at this stack. Yeah. So those are my sold invoices that that I'm behind on. And then my expense reports, behind on those too. So I need to work on those. You know what? I'm not going to lie. It's hard when you don't feel good half the time. And you're struggling with pain and going to all these doctor's appointments and not sleeping well because you're in pain a lot. It's hard to I mean, I used to work 60, 70, 80 hours a week easy and get all my, I was like I said, I was a controller for a multi-million-dollar company, I was moving some days millions of dollars around in one day, processing deals, working on, I was in charge of the entire like franchise of paperwork and everything. And I did it like it was nothing. Now I struggle to do this, just my little business some days. Ugh. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. But it's a lot, It's a lot. And I enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy it. And I do like myself some paperwork. But, it's hard, like, if you're in pain to, like, and you need to be able to concentrate when you're doing invoicing and stuff like that. And accounts payable, receivables, all that jazz. It's very mentally, you have to be focused. And if you're sitting here in excruciating pain, it's hard to, like, to get that mental clarity when, you're just struggling to get through the day. So, stuff has gotten behind this year. I will get it all done by tax time. Don't get it twisted. And when I say tax time, I mean like the end of January, early February, not April. I'm an early tax gal. I like to get those things done and over with. But yeah, like, I've been slacking on I have a lot of my expense invoices as well. I just have to make sure I go through it. I don't know what the camera just said. I'm so sorry. I have to go through and print stuff out and enter it into the computer. I know what most of it, like, I save all my receipts and stuff like that. I just have to, I'm still old school. I know you can put it all on the computer and leave it in there. I like printed copies. I like to be able to look at it on paper. I just do. So I'm probably going to do that. One of these days I'm going to work on that. And then I got to work on inventory too. So, like I said, I'll do a separate video on that. I'll do some tips and tricks because I want to do some story time today. And wish you guys, tell you guys how my Christmas went. So I told you about Christmas Eve. So Christmas Day was quiet. We didn't do much. Typically our Christmas Day, I mean, like I said, I told you about years ago and stuff like that, but anymore, typically our Christmas Day used to be like in the morning, we would get up and open presents with the kids, and then we'd have a little bit of breakfast or whatever, and then of course it was the mad building, putting things together, blah, blah, blah. And then we'd have a little lunch, and then my mom and my brother would come over every year since my dad passed away. We've had my mom and brother over for Christmas, but except for this year. So, yeah, that was unfortunate. We did not. We had a falling out, my mother and I, and unfortunately, she allowed it to affect Christmas. And she's 82. I don't know how many more Christmases I have with her. Or 83. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how many more Christmases I have with her. And I did not have this Christmas with her at all. I didn't even talk to her. At all. I tried. I sent her a Christmas card. I tried to be, but nope. To no. But so that was sad. That was very sad. And of course, well, so and of course, I got this necklace from my husband. This is a moonstone. It's for rebirth and renewal, so I could use right now. Coming out of everything. So it was quiet. It was a little, we didn't, of course, between me being sick and not being able to like make as much stuff this year as although I did do really well with my Etsy store. I can't complain with that. I did really well with my Etsy store, even despite all the problems this year. But of course, then my husband had to take off work a lot to take me to appointments and other stuff. And of course, since I wasn't able to take the kids anywhere, you know, he had to do all the running this year. So between him missing work, you know, and missing some money for that, and, you know, and then the cost of us having to rent a car because my mother has our car, which is what the problem is, because that's a whole nother story. Yeah, she had borrowed my car because her car took a crap like 8 months ago and still hasn't given it back, and now she won't give it back, even though I really need it. But that's a whole nother story that I don't really want to get into right now, because I'm trying to keep this video a little bit upbeat. So yeah, Christmas was a little bittersweet. It was good though. My kids really liked everything they got. They had a good day. They got these miniatures that they build. They got a bunch of those, and they got some stuff to work on those, and they got clothing. But they were excited about that. So they spent most of the day building their models. We had a nice dinner. It was a nice, peaceful day. It really was. And then Saturday we went to, well, the kids got some money from family members because they're 14 and 15. Nobody knows what to buy them. I don't blame them. I don't know what to buy them either. Thank God for my husband knows the games that they play. I mean, he's the one that got them into it, so he knows what they play and stuff like that. So he knew what miniatures to get them, but I wouldn't. I'd be screwed. So we went to. They got money from family. Not a ton of money, but you know, they got some money from a couple of family members, and it was burning a hole in their pocket. So Saturday we went to one of the game stores that they like to go to, and of course now I am like extra worried about the weather this time of year, because with me not being able to walk properly, Slippy is not great, you know. I have enough trouble walking on solid, dry ground. Slippy is not. And I'm never the kind of, I mean, and then let's just be frank right now. Even before I had the problems with my feet, I was not very good at walking on ice. No. Oh, no. I could slip on a piece of ice like this big. I'm not, Grace is not my middle name. Okay. So we knew Saturday we were supposed to get weather here in Pennsylvania, and they were talking about like mixed freezing rain and stuff like that, and sleet and stuff, wintry mix. So, but we looked and it said, oh, it's not supposed to start till 5 o'clock. So, okay. So everybody got their stuff together. We figured out what we wanted to do. Of course, the kids didn't get up till late, like afternoon, you know, so we're like, well, and then there's a couple of these game stores in our area, and we were trying to figure out which one they wanted to go to. And then my husband was like, well, do you want to go with us to get out of the house? Now, I had already been out of the house Saturday because we went to, Friday. Well, Friday I went, wait, what day was it? No, Friday we went to, it was Friday that we had the weather. Friday. So, right, Friday. I'm sorry. Confused. This is not Saturday. This is Friday. So Friday, I had gotten up at, well, we went to the grocery store in the morning. I had gone to the grocery store with my husband and my helper. And I even walked all the way across the parking lot. I mean, I had the cart. I was using the cart, but it was a long walk. So then my husband's like, you need to get out of the house. And I'm like, I was just out of the house this morning. He's like, other than the grocery store. I'm like, well, I don't really want to go to the game store. He's like, well, we could go somewhere that you can go to, like a craft store or something. And I'm like, well, oh, okay. Unfortunately, There's only like, well, you know, you all know. There's what, Michael's and Hobby Lobby left. And Michael's sucks. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I'm a Maker Place seller and I do okay on there. But sorry, I need to tap the screen because it's like turning colors. So, but like Michael's, like, especially in store, like they never have the right color yarn or enough color yarn. Like, perfect example. Okay. They were like, so my husband's like, let's go to a craft store. So they were trying to decide which store they wanted to go to. There's a couple of them and there's stores around there. So he's like, well, we could go to this one. There's a Michael's right there. So I look online and I'm like, well, what I really need is black. Okay. Black yarn. I was hoping for Big Twist black because that's my favorite. Michael sells Big Twist. Okay. Black. Plain black. So I go online and I'm like, well, we'll see what they have in store. So now there was two Michaels near me that we could go to a game store near those Michaels. Do you think either one of them had more than one skein of black in stock? I thought, okay, let's see if they have the bigger size. Nope. Okay, you know what? I can use loops and threads. I like loops and threads too. Not quite as much as Big Twist, but it's not bad. Loops and threads, black. The other store have it in stock. Red Heart. We'll go to Red Heart. Not my favorite because it makes my fingers sore. But once you wash it, it turns out beautiful. How about Red Heart? Yeah. I just need a number 4 acrylic in black, plain black, not some funky color, plain black. Either store had it. So I'm like, there's no point. You know, I looked, they didn't have any really good sales going on. I didn't really have any good coupons. I had a voucher, but again, I mean, like a $15 voucher when the skeins are $15 each is, I know, loops and threads, a lot of them are cheaper than that. But like, you know, like all the carrying case and stuff are like $14, $15 now. Well, it's one skein of yarn. $15 is one skein of yarn. You know, and then if I want another one to go with it, because what does one skein of yarn do for me? Now you know what I mean? It's already $15 for 2 skeins of yarn. That's expensive. It's expensive. Even with my 15% off discount. And so I was like, no, there's no point. I really don't want to go to Michael's. Which is sad because I love craft store, you know, and I don't do Hobby Lobby for all the reasons that other people don't. Well, we won't get into that. And if you do, that's fine. I just choose not to. I don't particularly care for the people that own that place. So, yeah, so I'm like, I don't really want to go to a craft store. And then I was like, he's like, well, isn't there any store? Like, we could go to Target. And I'm like, I don't need anything. It's like, I don't really need anything at Target. I mean, we could go, but I don't, you know, it's a big store, you know, so I hate to say it, but like, you know, when you have mobility issues, a big store is just not, I don't, you know, I can't walk far at this point. You know what I mean? I physically cannot. And even in the wheelchair, you know, if it's big, it's a lot of walking. And some stores have the little mobility carts, but not all of them do. And I don't really want, I know my family doesn't mind pushing me around in the wheelchair. And I can push myself, don't get me wrong. But I have not been in a wheelchair long enough that I can, here goes the cat again. So you're going to wiggle. I'm so sorry. Okay, there she, hold on. All right, cat moved again, so I had to fix you again. Sorry about that. So yeah, so we were, so I'm like, I don't know. So I ended up, I'm like, the only place I kind of wanted to go was Barnes and Noble because they had everything in the store was 25% off. So, and then of course I had my extra discount for being a member. So I was like, plus I knew I had rewards points. So I was like, well, and there was 2 books in a series that I read, which is the Black Dagger Brotherhood, that I did not have yet. So I wanted to pick those up. And of course I knew I'd pick up a couple other books, which I did. I picked up a bunch of books. So we're probably going to be talking about a little bit about books lately, from now on this channel, because I'm going to try to get back into reading. I used to read a ton. I have not been reading because, to be honest with you, when I'm in like so much pain, it's really hard to read. So I've been having more better days, not pain-free days, but better pain days. Not every day, by far. Especially if I go out and do stuff, I spend the next 2 days in pain, but, you know, such is, as they say. So, yeah, so I picked up a bunch of books, and I'm trying to get back into reading, and I can read and crochet. I will show you in a second. So what I do is, let me give you a little tip. I have this, oh, that's why she's having a fit. This cookbook stand. It's a little dusty. But, yeah, that's why the cat was fussing, because she didn't have her spot. So I have this cookbook stand, and then you can put your book, hold on, let me get it on there, on it. And you can read and flip pages. Love this thing. It adjusts in the back. So you can set it. I lost one of the little thingies, but it adjusts in the back. So you can sit it on almost any kind of surface. Or you can put it flat and, you know, however you need it. I love this thing. Love it. It's on Amazon, like cheap. And then, so the book I'm reading now, which I cannot recommend enough. I'm not quite halfway. I'm on page 184 of 335. Oh, no. Less than that. 329. It is. I know it's backwards. Nicholas Sparks, M. Night Shyamalan. It's called Remain. It is so good. It is so good. Nicholas Sparks, M. Night Shyamalan. It is a supernatural romance. And it is, if you like ghosts, if you like romance, if you like a little bit of a twisted story, it is really good so far. Like I said, I'm on page 184. Just started it over the weekend, and I cannot recommend it enough. It is so good. It is so good. It's also a bit of a mystery, which I don't usually like. I mean, I know people love mystery books. I am not a mystery reader, but it's a little bit of a mystery too. So it's got a little bit of everything in it, and it's good. It's really good. So can't recommend it enough. I will let you know when I finish it. Like I said, it's a supernatural. It's got ghosts in it. So if that's not something you like, you wouldn't like it. But it is a romance novel with a ghost theme. So that I think it's an interesting collab, M. Night Shyamalan and Nicholas Sparks. I did not know it was out. Like I said, I haven't been reading, so I usually keep up on the book world, but I have been terribly lacking because, you know, it's when you can't read, when you can't concentrate enough to read, it's very depressing to see all the new books coming out and think like, oh, well, I can't read them anyway, so what's the point? So, yeah, so now you see this is why she was pestering, because I had my book over there. Now I have to find a place to put my book. Yeah. So, book stand, worth every penny. Every penny. This is a Christmas card I got. Yeah. So, what are my plans for the week? Let's go through that, so you guys will know. I don't know. So, we'll see about making videos this week. So, today's today's Monday. Monday was nice. We had, the rest of my weekend was just, we kind of just hung out. I tried to get my husband and kids cleaned up from the storm a little bit on Saturday, and we cleaned up my neighbor because she was not feeling so well, and her husband can't really do it anymore. And you know, I have such good neighbors. I have to tell you, I have such a nice neighbors on the one side, especially, well, on the one side. The other side, they're all right. They're not troublesome or anything. They're just not the best. But the neighbors on the one side, oh my God, you know, they're the nicest people. Seriously, cats. Yeah, something fell because you're sitting up there. Ugh. So, yeah, so my neighbors are in their 60s, late 60s, and you know, like the husband's has been having health problems for a number of years now, and they've been only getting worse. So he's not really supposed to be out doing any kind of stuff. He's really limited as to what he's supposed to be doing. And the wife has been doing a lot of the stuff, but you know, she's not super young anymore. And so, and of course I keep telling her, like, you know, if you want, like, let us know. We'll help clean stuff up and stuff, especially in the weather. I have 2 teenage kids, 2 teenage boys, you know, and it's not like we live in this, like, mansions, okay? It's not a whole lot of snow cleanup. So when they went out to clean up the snow on Saturday, I knew she had called us on Christmas Eve. She always, and this woman, she gave the kids money for Christmas. Plus she gave us homemade tamales and homemade pastelitos that she made. Now, I mean, that's worth its weight in gold. I mean, she makes the best Honduran tamales and pastelitos. Oh my God, chef's kiss. So good. So she gave us those for Christmas Eve. So, and usually I give her cookies, but I did not give her cookies this year, and I know I feel really bad. I feel like I should have done something, but we always like trade pastelitos and tamales for homemade Christmas cookies. But her husband right now is, not only has he been diabetic, but he hasn't been behaving. So he's at the point where his sugar is like super high, and his doctor's like, well, you're really pissed off your pancreas because you haven't been listening. And so, like, even, like, she was giving him, like, a piece of toast with an egg on it would shoot his sugar up to 350 or 380. So I'm like, I am not sending over Christmas cookies, because if he gets a hold of them, he's going to end up in the dang hospital. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, so I told her that. I said, I'm really sorry, but I don't want to give you cookies this year. I don't want Felipe getting a hold of them. And I know him. He's the kind, he'll wait till she goes in the bathroom or something and steal the cookies and eat them. So I didn't want her to have them in the house. So she was like, oh, I understand. She's like, please no, don't send those over. So when the boys went out to clean up, they cleaned up her. And when I talked to her, she was sick. And I'm like, oh my goodness, you don't sound good. And she's like, no, Susie, I don't feel good. And I'm like, oh. So, of course, when the boys went out to clean up, I'm like, if they didn't get their sidewalks cleaned up, can you guys please do them, you know? And, of course, Logan was like, of course, I'll clean up her sidewalks. So they did her sidewalks and stuff, and she calls me up that night. She's like, Susie, thank you. She's like, I feel so horrible, and I wanted to go out there, but I don't feel good. And I'm like, seriously, don't even apologize. Like, you don't have to call and thank us. Like, you're our neighbors. You do so much. I have 2 strong teenage boys with good backs, you know? You know what I'm saying? Let them clean up your stuff. Even if you did feel good, they should be doing it for you. And they would. They would. They call her they used to call her their abuela. She's like their good grandmother, because their other 2 grandmothers. So their other two grandmothers sort of suck, but at least they have abuela, right? She's cute. Because they've grown up next to her their entire lives, and she's, oh, my boys, my boys, my boys, because she only has granddaughters. She does not have any grandsons, so she always calls them her boys, my boys, my boys, and most of her, so her well her one daughter lives near here, and she had two daughters, and then her other daughter has two daughters, but she lives in California for the last I don't know how many years, and then her son lives in Chicago, and he has he has a daughter from his wife had a daughter from her previous marriage, and then I think they have a child. I don't know. I haven't seen him, and he doesn't come visit anymore. I mean, it's far. I know. They live in Chicago. He used to work. Well, he was in the military. He's retired military. So, but now he has a job out there. I don't know what he does at this point. Like I said, he used to come here every once in a while when he was on leave, but usually they would go out to visit him. But even that, his wife, I don't, something happened. I don't know what happened one time when they went out there. His wife got upset. And so they don't go out there very often. They don't really see. And like the daughter that moved to California, she only comes home maybe once a year, and usually not even that. And now, like I said, the father, well, the husband next door, he can't fly at this point because of his health. They told him absolutely no planes. So, they don't get to see their grandkids very often. And so, of course, they've adopted my kids as their grandkids. So, I love that. I love that for us. And so, like I said, she was like, "Oh my God, Susie, thank you so much." And I'm like, "Serious? Don't thank. It's not a big deal." And so that was basically our weekend, and then we hung out and we watched Stranger Things. I got caught up on Stranger Things, so we're ready for New Year's, and yep. So there's that. So have you guys, anybody here watched Stranger Things? What do you guys think? I mean, I can't wait to see how it ends. It's sort of bittersweet. I hate when shows end, especially really good shows like that. But, I'm kind of excited now, like after I watched the last episode, to see, what this very last episode is going to be, how they're going to finish it off. Because they definitely set it up really good. And I like the way they're headed with it. I mean, there's such good characters on that show. Totally invested. Love, love, love that show. And I love the kid from the new season. What's his name? Henry. Oh my God, he's like my favorite kid. I love him. I think that no, it's not Henry. Henry is back the the kid. I can't think of his name. The little brother, the kid that they call a jerk, and then he's something pleasant. The pleasant. I don't know. You guys will know what I'm talking about if you watch the show. If not, then you have no idea. Yeah, not Henry. I'm sorry. I'm terrible with names. But yeah, so we enjoyed that. We watched that, and like I said, we just hung out. We watched a couple of movies. Did some stuff. That's about it. So, oh my goodness, this video is 49 minutes long. Well, I should probably let you go. I could talk more about it. So this week Wednesday I have a doctor appointment, my pre-op appointment for my surgery on the 21st of January, and then I have my colonoscopy on Friday. Yeah, so looking forward to that. Hold on. So, they tell you have to get mine. I know there's different preps for it. So this is the This is the whole bottle of powder that I have to mix with Gatorade and drink. The whole thing. That's 14 doses. I was a little nervous about that part. And then I have to take pills too, but you hear it? It's a lot. It's all powder. It's 14 doses. I didn't win it. So we'll talk more about that later. Yeah, so that's that. I picked this up. I'm like, that's a lot of powder. That's a lot of powder. But I guess it needs to do its job, right? So we'll see. So yeah, so that's my week. So hopefully I'll get a chance to come on. But like I said, the kids are home all week. We got, my side only works Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then he's off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I'm going to try to get more videos done, but I don't know because I don't get a lot of time to myself. But I got this one done. I love seeing you guys. I missed you guys. Hopefully I'll get another video or two done this week, and I'll let you know how things go on Friday. So, and Wednesday. Everything else, we'll talk more about my book. I'll let you know how that's going. We'll talk more about yarn, and like I said, I would love to give you guys little tips on like how to do, like, prepare for taxes. Like I said, I will not give actual tax advice because, like I said, I am not licensed to do that. But I will gladly give you tips to get your stuff ready. So come time to do your taxes, your life will be easier. Things you should get together and keep and do, and will just make everything so much easier. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. It's so good to see you all. I really enjoy our time together. Thanks for sitting and listening to my stories and chatting. And I hope you all, like I said, do something nice for yourself today. Do something that makes you smile or feel good or whatever. No matter what it is, whether it's crocheting or reading or crafting or just sitting with a cup of warm tea in the cold, or, you know, whatever it is that makes your heart happy. Watching a movie, listening to some good music. I've been listening to stuff, a little bit of music again, and that makes me happy too. So until next time, choose love every day. Bye, everybody.